Okay, does it feel like you're living the same scene over and over again with your kid? Okay, you're not crazy, but it does feel like Groundhog's Day, right? You're not missing something obvious, all right? You are seeing the same shutdown, maybe the same attitude, the same refusal, the same blow up over something that seems so small. Okay, the same pattern, it leaves you thinking, oh my gosh, here we go again. It's happening again. And when it keeps happening, it's really easy to, just focus on what we're experiencing, what we're seeing, that behavior. And we may start saying, like, how do I stop this? How do I fix this? Why does this keep happening? Why are they doing this again? Why are we here again when we've already gone over it again and again? But this is where so many moms get stuck, because a lot of the time, what keeps repeating on the outside, what we're seeing on the outside, is actually being driven by something much deeper underneath. Okay. It's our nervous system kind of creating memories. So it's not just behavior all the time. It's not just poor attitude. It's not just poor choices. It's actually a pattern, a stress pattern, a nervous system pattern. So a kid whose system keeps getting pushed into the same kind of overload, pressure, confusion, dysregulation, and then the same reaction is going to show up again. And that's nobody's fault. Nobody's doing it on purpose. It is a protection. Okay. So what looks like defiance might actually be just nervous system overwhelm. What looks like laziness might actually be that nervous system shutting down. And what looks like overreacting might actually be that nervous system that was just already hanging on by a thread before one more thing was added or one more thing they had to think about. And this is exactly why so many moms, we feel exhausted, because we're trying so hard to respond to the behavior that we're seeing and try to fix it and help and change, but nobody has helped us understand what may be actually driving that behavior. So if your kid's behavior keeps repeating, I want you to first slow it down and start asking maybe a different question. Not asking, hey, how do I stop this? How do I help this? How do I fix this? But the question is, what might be making this so hard for them right now? So start getting curious about what maybe tends to happen before the blow up, before the shutdown or refusal or that spiral. Okay, was there maybe some kind of transition? Was there a little bit too much pressure somewhere? Too many words were used, a demand at a pretty bad time because other things were going on. Maybe some sensory overload, social stress. Were they already kind of hanging on by a thread before one more thing got added? Okay, because when you stop looking at the moment like it came out of nowhere, because it feels like that, yes, but it doesn't. But when you start looking at what may have led up to it, patterns, believe me, you'll start seeing the patterns. And that is where things actually begin to shift. You may not have all the answers right away. Of course you don't. But just even noticing, observing, maybe what happens after school. When does your child fall apart? Is it giving directions all at once? Maybe they're already overwhelmed, and this can really help you start changing how you respond, because now you're not just reacting to the behavior. You are starting to understand what may be driving it. That makes you feel so much less lost and less personal about it, and a whole lot more clear on what your kid may actually need in that moment. So if this is hitting home for you, my book is a really great place to start. I go deeper into this exact shift and, help moms understand what's driving behavior and the confusing behavior. And then if you want even more support, I go way deeper with a lot of support in Empowered Mom Method. I'll link both of these below.